I was finally brave enough to go to a friend's meeting by myself. The reason why I really wanted to go was because my spirituality and values align with Quakerism. I do believe that God speaks through us. I believe in peace and equality and justice. And my ancestors were Quakers. My grandpa, who I knew, he was a Quaker, but it died with him. But I think I might be bringing it back. I love to be connected with my history, my ancestral history. I just love to do things that just connects me with the past. I'm here in the cemetery looking to see if my family name is on any of these stones. My ancestors lived here in the Appalachian Piedmont in North Carolina and Virginia before settling in Indiana. So my first impression of the Quaker meeting was it was lovely. I really felt the honesty and love. And it's a semi-programmed service, and it is ministered by the laity, like just us. You might have heard that when you go to a Quaker meeting, you just sit in silence, and then there are also programmed services where there is a pastor. Well, here people sit in silence, but they walk up to the lectern whenever they want to express something that has been revealed to them, through the Spirit, through their silence, through God. It was like a slow conversation, a slow, very thoughtful conversation where we had a long time to actually think about what was being said. And I think that is so beautiful because it's more about listening. It's all about listening. I am back at the homestead. I've changed into something more comfortable and I'm just tidying up everything. I'm changing out my hydrangea, and then I'm going to show you a couple of breakfasts that I like to make ahead of time so that I always have something to look forward to when I get up in the morning. I realize that what I'm wearing is not the most flattering, but I do want to report that since starting this plant-based diet, I have lost at least 2 inches in my waist, 2 inches in my hips, and well, that's all I measured. I haven't weighed myself, but I have lost inches. Often on the weekends, I will make homemade granola. It's really easy, and if you were to buy this in the store, it would cost like $8 or $9. But it's just a nice thing to have on hand. Breakfast is always ready. And as usual, I will leave a link to the recipes in the description box below. What's nice with this is you don't have to use all the fat. You can use a little bit more fat. This is kind of moderate. I used about a half a cup of coconut oil, but you can easily do this with a 1/4 cup of coconut oil. Although I would leave the honey about the same amount because it doesn't really make a sweet batch. It's just perfect. I am personally going to be switching to a no oil granola, and I will leave a link to that recipe in the description box as well, and I'll do a video soon. Also, you don't want to add any of your dry fruit until it's been baked and cooled for about an hour, and don't bag it until it's fully cool as well. Lentil pancakes are one of my favorite breakfasts. You have to make these with red lentils because they're the ones that get mushy enough. But it's super easy. It's actually easier than making pancakes. You just have to prepare because you need to soak it ahead of time. You can get really creative with this. Like, I like to put mashed banana in mine, cinnamon, vanilla, a little bit of honey. I put flax seed in mine, ground flax seed, for structure and nutrition. And you can make these ahead of time. And when you reheat them in an air fryer, if you have an air fryer, it's magical. It is even better. It is so good. So you can actually make them ahead of time and put them in your fridge and reheat them in the air fryer. Or sometimes I just leave the batter in the fridge and I just, make pancakes, whatever I want. But you can also make them without oil and they look like this. Crispy breakfast tacos. They are absolutely decadent. So the first thing we want to do is we want to make our guacamole. It's very easy. You just smash up some garlic, dice up some onions and jalapeno. You want to make sure everything's diced really finely so that it gets well dispersed in the avocado and nobody, bites into something super hot. Now, if you scrape your board with the sharp edge of your knife, you're going to dull your knife. It's better to use a scraper, so don't do like I do. Now, this guacamole only takes one avocado, and I just squeeze it right in there. And I'm cutting up some jalapeno. Some of it's going to go in the guacamole, and some of it is going to go in the lentil taco filling. And while I really like spicy food, I love avocado even more. So I like to keep my guacamole pretty simple just to enjoy the avocado-ness of it all. So I only use about a half a jalapeno. And I use the juice of about a quarter of a lemon, maybe more. I taste it as I go. Again, I don't like to mess with the natural goodness of the avocado too much. I cannot stress the importance of tasting as you go. Some people really don't like to do it. I don't know why. If you're not a taste as you goer, leave a comment down below and let me know why. And while you're down there in the comment section, you might consider giving that like button a little love and perhaps even subscribe and hitting that bell so you'll be notified when I upload new videos. Well, you've made it so far, so you're probably getting something out of this, even if it's just shit show entertainment. So give me some love, please. The cilantro and the radish are garnish. I love the way the crispness of the radish plays upon the crispness of the taco shell. It's so good. Usually I have a bowl of homemade lentils in the fridge, but I don't this time, so there's no shame in using packaged lentils, and those ones are very good. I'm also using fake cheese, which I usually don't use, but you know what? They seal the edges of the tacos, when you smash down on them, and they are so good that way. I love it. Okay, so I wet a tea towel or a flour sackcloth in the and I put it in the microwave for about a minute just to soften the tortillas. I'm using Garden of Life sprouted tortillas, which I kind of hate, but they're the only tortillas that are at my co-op, and I'm too lazy to go anywhere else. And they always crack, even no matter how much I soften them, but it's just what it is. I think if you use Mission or Goya taco shells, you're going to have a better result. It's still going to be good though. So once you get them on the griddle, you want to cover them with a lid so that they steam and heat up and get gooey, and then you start smashing them down, letting the cheeses ooze out over the edges, sealing the tacos, letting those lentils crisp up. It is so fabulous. And I know you're asking, why do you call these breakfast tacos? Well, they're breakfast tacos because we're having them at breakfast, naturally. But if you want something that seems a little bit more breakfasty, I do have a recipe for pumpkin seed scrambled eggs, which would go so well in this too. And then I just wrap up the lentils and cheese mixture and put it in the fridge so that I can have tacos at demand. Even at lunchtime too. Lunch, smashed tacos. Now don't these look incredible? Can you imagine the savory crunch? Oh, they're so good. Well, that's it for today. I hope you have a wonderful week and I will see you real soon. Thanks for watching.